In this video, we're going to talk about how we can heal our inner child and finally make peace with everything that has happened as children, teenagers, and all the pain that we're still carrying as adults. First, I'd like to tell you that you were never the problem. We live in a broken world. We live in a broken system. Broken beliefs. If you look around you, it's not pretty. And I don't know about you, but I have carried this belief for so long. The belief that I'm the problem. I'm the problem. And this is something you carry very heavily for a long, long time. And maybe you need to hear this today. Maybe you need to think and believe this for yourself. You were never the problem. You were just an innocent, vulnerable child. And the truth is that everyone around you have beliefs and have stories, just like you do, that they haven't healed. And so you probably were the victim of other people's wounds. You were never the problem. You were never the problem. We live in a world where, children who are too loud, it's a bad sign. If you were too loud and your parents told you to be quiet, maybe, it was because they didn't want to look like they were not good enough in front of other people, because they have a complex of not being good enough. Like your parents, your brothers and sisters, your teachers, everyone around you have their own stories that they haven't healed. And so they have projected this onto you, which might have made you feel like you were not good enough, or what, I don't know what you've been through. But just realizing that people around you have their own stories, they have their own wounds, and that whatever you've been through is so easy at children to think, oh, it must be me, I'm the problem. It's so easy. And we carry this as adults. And so, the process carries on. Your parents haven't healed their stuff, so you're carrying their wounds, and then you're going to give it to your children as well. So I think it's so important to realize we are not the problem. Like, we are victims of a whole world that has suffered, that have beliefs that have been built generations after generations, and that this is a cycle. We are part of a cycle. We literally are part of such a big cycle. And that's a nice thing to just sit down with. Okay, I'm part of a bigger thing. I'm not the problem. I'm not the problem. I think it's very important as well to redistribute responsibility. It's not fair that you carry your whole suffering on your own. It's not fair that you think that everything you've been through is just your fault and only your fault. I had a big realization today about my childhood, and I realized that a lot of my suffering didn't only come from me. I have realized that my parents probably haven't healed their wounds. And that resulted in them being angry and not being able to take in my pain when I was coming home, because I was going through loneliness and bullying at school. So when I was going home, I was just mad and making drama and creating arguments and stuff. And now I'm not angry, but I'm noticing now that the way they reacted was to themselves to get angry and to be more strict with me. And if they had fully healed, they would have made space for my anger. And just the fact of seeing that today makes me feel like, okay, maybe I'm not the only responsible for all this suffering. That the only space I had to express myself was not a safe space, because it was reflecting their wounds. It was reflecting my parents' wounds and my parents' stories that they might not have healed. They might not have gotten over. So just look at your life, look at your childhood, and just think about maybe teachers could have done something to help you. Maybe your parents could have done something better. Maybe your siblings could have done. And it's not about telling other people, this is your fault. I've been through this is your fault. And that's not what I think about my parents. That's not what I think about, whatever I've been through. The goal is not to blame everyone around us. The goal is just to give everyone their share. And just to remember that it's not fair that we take the responsibility for everything we've been through. As children, we're little sponges, we absorb everything, and we also absorb the wounds that haven't been healed in other people around us. So look around, retrace your story and ask yourself, what could my parents have done better? What could my brothers and sisters have done better? Maybe my nanny could have done this better. This literally just reflects the fact that people around us have wounds that they haven't healed. And suddenly it will take responsibility off our shoulders. And that's what we need. We don't even need to be at war with these people. This is not the point. The point is to make peace with ourselves, to take that weight off our shoulders. Let your inner child speak as well. What does it have to say? Why is it mad? Is it angry? Is it sad? What did it need that it didn't have? Let it speak. Let it be loud. Let it express itself. A big realization that I had this morning was that actually I wasn't wrong for coming home and being so angry and making drama and, creating arguments with my family. For all these years, I believed that I was a problem at school because I didn't have friends, I didn't have anybody, and I was bullied. So I was the problem there. And I also believed that I was the problem at home because I was expressing myself and I was, being loud and letting all my pain out, creating arguments and stuff. But I've believed that I was a problem everywhere in my life for so long. And today I was like, okay, I was the problem at school, but at home, I was just trying to express my pain. I was just expressing my pain. Yes, it was a very messy way to express it because I was angry and I was rebellious. But I was literally expressing myself. That was the only moment I was being me. And my family had not healed their wounds because they were not able to make space for me. When you have healed your wounds and you see someone who's very angry, you're able to make space for them and say, I see you're angry. I see you're trying to hurt me right now, but what's really going on with you? And I didn't have that. And just to recognize that I'm not the only one responsible for everything I've been through is very, very comforting. Makes you feel less lonely. So do that. Ask yourself, what could the people around me could have done better? What could have they done better to make my suffering a little bit less painful? The last thing I wanted to talk about is how can you redefine what it means to be a good parent? What does it mean to you? Not to your parents, not to your brothers, sisters, not to your friends, not to your partner, but to you. What does it mean to be a good parent? Or if in step 2 you would have said that the redistributing the suffering, the share, everyone's share, giving everyone their share around you would have been to your nanny or to your teachers or whatever it means. What does it mean for you to be a loving friend, loving brother, loving teacher, loving parent? What does it mean to you? And how does it express itself? So you can own your story. You can get your childhood wounds and turn them around and say, okay, this wasn't right. I forgive this person who has hurt me. And this is what truth means to me. So I accept that I've been through this. It wasn't right. And now I know my truth. I know how I would behave. And I know what would have been right. Just redefining what it means to you. These 3 things are honestly what I've been doing today, reflecting back on my childhood, and I wanted to share them with you. if you are on a journey of self-discovery, whether you're trying to find your purpose, to heal your inner child, or even maybe you want to start posting online to discover yourself. For me, starting posting online is literally being the loud kid that I've been when I was, coming back from school and trying to be me. And I felt like I was a little bit too much. But now my social media journey is really what it means. It is, just being me every single day. And there's a little part of me that's like, oh, wait, I'll have to shut up at some point. I'll have to be quiet, And then I realized, no, I won't have to, because it's my choice and I reclaim my freedom. So maybe there's a way for you now to reclaim your freedom and to start being you just the way you deserve, without anybody around you to tell you that you're too much or to be quiet or whatever. If you're on this journey and if you're inspired by anything I've said, maybe you want to find your purpose, heal your inner child, start posting online, or just be more you, feel free to book a free call with me. I'm putting the link in the description down below. I'd love to get in touch with you and to see if and how I could help you further. So feel free to book a free call with me. And if you enjoy my content, feel free to leave a yes below in the comments so I know that you've watched until here. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post daily videos. You can share my content and put a like if you want. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow for the next video. Bye.